All right, in the next example, we're going to actually try and evaluate tangent given that we know information about cosine. So the inverse of cosine is negative 1/3. That means that cosine of something, some angle, will equal negative 1/3. And then what we're trying to do is evaluate cosine of that angle. I'm sorry, tangent of that angle. So we can actually draw a triangle. So what this triangle will look like, it's got a negative x, so it goes like this. And it really doesn't matter how you draw your triangle, it'll work out no matter what. So it's a right triangle. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Or you may remember from pre-calculus, x over r. So the x, or the adjacent, would be down here. So that's negative 1. Your hypotenuse, or your radius, you're always going to leave as 3. So we can do Pythagorean theorem. Negative 1 squared plus 3 squared. Sorry, not 3 plus 3 squared. Plus the opposite squared equals 3 squared. So we're solving for opposite. So we end up getting 2 root 2. So 2 root 2 is opposite of theta. And so we can find tangent of theta by doing opposite over adjacent. So tangent of the theta that is unknown will be 2 root 2 over negative 1. So negative 2 root 2 is the final answer. All right, in example B, we know that sine of some angle is 2 root 5 over 5. And what we're trying to evaluate is secant of that angle. So we know sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we're going to draw a triangle. And again, it doesn't matter how you draw it as long as you draw right. And you put a theta in there. So opposite would be 2 root 5. Hypotenuse would be 5. And so we're going to do Pythagorean theorem again. 2 root 5 squared plus adjacent squared equals the hypotenuse squared. So this would be 4 times 5, which is 20, plus a squared equals 25. So a squared is 5, therefore a is root 5. So to find secant, we're going to do adjacent over hypotenuse. That would be root 5 over the hypotenuse was 5. So root 5 over 5 would be the answer. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. I did it as if it was cosine and not secant. Sorry, let me back up just a second. It's hypotenuse over adjacent. So that would be 5 over root 5. And if we were to rationalize, then we end up getting just root 5 as our final answer. There we go. Sorry about that.